Hey guys, welcome back to Lawn Lessons with Jordan. Today we're going to be evaluating a property to kind of see the different conditions, see what type of weeds, what type of grass they have, and just evaluate everything overall and see what we can do to help the health of the lawn and solve some issues for the customer. Let's dive in. As we're walking right here, we notice a pretty big bare spot with a pretty big level change as well. Now what that's going to tell me is likely there is a tree stump under here, a tree that was once here that was cut down. A lot of times they're going to struggle to get grass to grow in these areas, okay? The number one thing is when you cut down a tree, you want to get it as below the soil surface as much as possible, 4, 5, 6 inches if possible, okay? Another thing you want to do is you want to add organic matter or topsoil on top of that, and then you want to add seed to that. If you don't do that, you're likely going to have an area like this where you're going to have a lot of bare spots, areas where the grass is very sparse, and in turn that is actually going to cause a lot of weeds to come up, maybe some crabgrass as well, and it's never going to look very good either. Okay, right here we're kind of looking at this area and we're noticing a lot of thin patches, very sparse patches here. It looks like the grass has not kind of filled that in naturally, so therefore we're going to have to try to do some seeding in this area to kind of get it to fill in, stop the weed growth. Usually with an area like this, we could probably get away with doing an aeration overseed, kind of pulling the cores, getting that seed to kind of drop in and slowly kind of fill in this area and thicken the turf up so then we don't get that weed growth. Another thing we notice right here is it looks like we have some moss in the lawn right here in this kind of sunny, shady spot. A lot of times moss is going to indicate there's a couple things going on with the lawn. Number one, maybe we have a pH issue going on, so we definitely kind of want to pull soil so we can get that tested. Another thing is maybe a drainage issue. Maybe the lawn holds a lot of water, is very compacted maybe as well. That could also be solved with an aeration. And lastly, again, another moisture issue. Is there an excess of moisture in this area? What can we do to fix that? And then again, once we solve that, we want to maybe do some amendment treatments, maybe some seeding, kind of fill this in, and then stop that moss from kind of growing, because the best defense against moss, against all these weeds, is a nice, thick, healthy turf stand. So as we're walking right here, we kind of notice this different grass type kind of pointing out right at us. You can clearly see it's kind of a different color than our regular cultivars of our perennial ryegrass, our Kentucky blue, maybe some of our fescue mixes. A lot of times some of these invasive grasses are just different fescue wide blade grasses. Do not match well with our grass. It's not good. Sometimes, depending on how picky the person is, they can leave it or get rid of it. A lot of the times though, the only way to really truly get rid of something like this is to kind of kill it off and start fresh and just kind of, again, thicken that lawn up to kind of keep anything like this from growing in. As we continue to walk the lawn, this kind of jumps out at me right here. What we're going to be seeing a lot of times in the spring, this is called Poa annua or annual bluegrass. Now this is going to be one of the big things that a lot of people struggle with, cannot get rid of. There is really no known control product for this. There are starting to be some on the market, but you have to do a lot of applications and they're usually pretty expensive to actually buy and kind of get rid of this with that product. It's a winter annual, so this thing germinates in the winter. It's very tough to get rid of. You can sometimes do pre-emergence again in the spring or maybe the late winter to help with these seed heads here. But a lot of the times we just have to kind of kill this off, just completely kill this off and restart. And again, that doesn't always guarantee that's going to stay out, but it's going to help keep it out if we can get that good grass to grow in here. And a dead giveaway that it's Poa too is if you look at some of these seed heads, they have that white coating right on it, the white flowers on the seed heads themselves. That is a dead giveaway that this is Poa annua. And again, it's a little different, lighter green than our regular turf grass of our perennial rye, our Kentucky blue. Now, as we're walking, we kind of see a pretty big dead area here. Obviously, no customer is going to want this in their lawn. We're actually seeing this a lot this spring. We actually had a really bad year for grub damage and grub breakthrough. Grubs eat the soil roots of your grass, therefore killing it, and it can kind of end in patches like this. Now with something like this, we would definitely recommend a seeding, kind of get a lot of good grass back in here, try to prevent any weeds and crabgrass from going through. We would also recommend getting a grub preventative, so that will actually help prevent grubs from kind of coming in here and killing the lawn. Once they eat that grass roots, they will eventually die, therefore not doing major damage to the turf. All right, so this is what we want the end goal to look like after we evaluate a lawn and maybe we have a season of service. We want it to be nice, thick, green, and weed-free. The ultimate goal, we're solving the customer's problems, we're applying the correct amount of products, and again, we're getting that nice lawn, thick lawn that's gonna help prevent disease, insect issues, and weeds. Thank you guys again for following along, watching this video. Please submit any questions you may have. Again, this was Lawn Lessons with Jordan. Thank you so much. See you next time.